start working on our, let's say, task management, productivity system inside the second brain. So task, project, goals, and things like that. So I can go decide where I want to go. So I can go from the task, use that, or I can click here, or I can use the workflow. Let's start by seeing the database, and then I'm going to talk about the workflow. So let's go to the task management system. So this is our task. Okay. All the database here are the same database with different view. So this is a table view. You see that by calendar, you see by timeline. And so this is just how you prefer to see your task. Okay. I normally prefer to see them in my calendar view because I find I'm more visual, so I find it easier to just say, okay, this goes here, and to reschedule. I find very much more easier to do that. Okay, so this is the calendar, and something that you want to know about the calendar, there are two calendars. So what the difference? So this calendar tells you the due date. So the date you need to actually get these things done. Okay, so this means that for this day, this thing need to be done. But I also may have something in my calendar that is related to a deadline, and maybe I want to track that with a deadline. So if I open up the task page, okay, you see that I have the due date that I explained, but also I have a due date. I don't know if I pronounce correctly, but you see by yourself what I'm trying to say here. And you can have a due date and a due date, I don't know. And if you have a due date, okay, this is going to appear here because this view is set to show, okay, the calendar view, you see, show calendar by due date. While this calendar view tell you see by due date. So this is just to understand what's happening here, okay? So the task system is kind of streamlined, kind of, I would not say simple, I would say that it's effective because it have everything that you need and not super complex system that you not going to use that. So what you have is like, as I say, a due date, and a due date. You have your priority system, and you can, as I say before, you can decide which one you want to choose. You have the related project. You have, this is just if the thing is still in inbox or not. You have an inline note that may be helpful to just clarify what this task is about. This is going to allow you to move the item in the archive from the para system. So the para system is like project area resource archive. This allows you to move to the archive, and there is a completion of checkbox, right? So, okay, the other thing is that we have this project progress, and basically this is roll up for the project. So basically what we add is that we're going to see if this task belong to a certain project. What is the overall project completion, right? So if, for example, I move this from completed to not completed, you see that the progress has changed, and this is the progress of the project, right? And this is it. And inside the task, you have project overview, and you have some inline now. This is going to populate by default, but you can change the default template of the task, the thing that you want to see inside your task, if it's something that you do, okay? As you can see, this is and then we have the different view. We have the today, next week, overdue. So overdue, we just tell you, okay, the due date is past, and you have not completed this task. So these are like overdue things, okay? Kind of scary to see a lot of things on overdue. So these are the things with due date, and you say that we have due date, right? Then we see the completed task, and then we see everything, right? We see everything that we can move to the archive and things like that. And then there is a timeline view that I'm not using very often. I'm not super fan of this view, especially from the task. So this is what you want to know about the task manager system. Another thing that I need to add is if you have recurring tasks. Perfect. Let's talk about the recurring tasks. I already show you kind of how you do recurring tasks. But let's see that we have a recurring task. So there is already kind of a template, but this is just some default things. So you can edit this template and you can say what is the recurring task. So the recurring task is to call, Sean. Okay. So you want to do this task every, 2 weeks. I don't know. So you can set as a default kind of task. So the default would be that the due date is like when the things happen, right? And it's happened to, I'm going to say today or now if we want to have the time. And so basically when we create, when Notion auto-populate that, you are going to have the correct date. So this is going to be updated based on Notion feature. Okay. So you can have the project, you can have like your priority, you can have there's some notes. Okay. And how you're going to do that is to edit this template and change that to like weekly and say, I want to every 2 weeks, and you save. I hope I don't get the bug. I didn't get the bug. So basically right now, this task will be added to Notion database every 2 weeks. Okay. And to just reset that, you just say repeat off. Okay, this is now not automated. So this is everything from the task management. I'm going to see in the next tutorial.